Hi guys, and welcome back to the final part of episode 48 in the Hall of Twilight. Woo-hoo.
Where we might finally get to the Twall of High Tides.
This is how it always works. Every time I name something,
That's what I just said.
I'm like, we'll get to it in the last 5 seconds of the episode.
It's been leading up to entry.
Inevitably. We've been talking about it the whole time.
Yes.
Alright, anyway, this is Dice Tales. We want to say a word to our sponsors before we jump into the game.
A word to our sponsors.
Or about them.
Thank you, sponsors. We have 3 sponsors that we would like to talk about today. Our first sponsor is our friends at Gaming Paper, proud sponsors of our show. They produce all types of tabletop gaming accessories, including rolls of gridded out paper, sheets of paper. They've done some one-shots that we've run and have published adventure paths that you can check those out. They do dry erase tiles and transparent tiles, and check them out at gamingpaper.com. They also host our podcast. Our second sponsor are our friends at Character Case. You can kind of see mine here with all my stuff in it. It's a great tool for keeping all of your stuff organized, not only on the table, but when you're trying to remember to bring things to come to game night. Like character sheets that you don't want torn up and destroyed, minis that you would like to still have head, legs, and arms attached to.
Wow. Getting more and more pointed.
I know.
And making sure that you always have dice.
I'm feeling very attacked right now.
Roll initiative. Okay.
When you're feeling under attack, use our third sponsor, Sirenscape, for all the battle sounds that you might need to take place in your game. Because sometimes inter-party tensions get high.
Yay. As they have been through this whole episode.
A little bit.
I've been feeling it. Alright, well, let's get into our recap and then we can get back into the story. Here we go.
The Children of Destiny continued to explore the Monastery of the Small Hand, as well as various odd jobs as they waited for Beyonce to get back on his feet. Jill and Merrick took the next step in their relationship, though Leith seemed increasingly frustrated with Merrick's continued presence. This led to rising tensions between Jill and Leith, with Callista reluctantly playing the role of mediator. Merrick encouraged the party to travel to Burdusk and the Twilight Hall, the stronghold of the Harpers, in search of information about the Tanthals and the Shadowvar. And that's where we pick up the adventure tonight on Dice Tales.
The recap is over!
Yay! Wow, that was a great recap!
It was awesome.
Alright.
Good job, Carrie.
Thank you.
Dak, we are. Okay, so I just lost in my head where we were.
I was on my way up to talk to Beyonce.
Oh yeah, you're going to talk to Beyonce. Okay.
Indeed.
So at the end of the day, you go up to the room.
Who is it?
It's Jill.
What's up?
Can I come in?
He's actually going to, kind of look in the window again and, kind of try to wipe things off and, muss his hair back, to make him look like less of a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I would shake it's locked.
Indeed it is. And then he's going to stand up and just, from the way he slept, negative levels, just so hurting. And just, when you sleep wrong, and you're just screwed for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
When you sleep wrong, over 30.
And I was going to say,
over 30. Yeah, I could sleep on a floor when I was 22, but, he's gonna just slowly walk over, super sore, and just unlock the door, crack it open a little bit, and go sit back on the bed.
And Jill would go in, and she would shut the door behind her, and she wouldn't sit. She would just kind of stand just inside the door and kind of cross her arms and lean on the wall and, I'm not even going to ask how you are. I'm sorry about all of it.
Me too.
Beyonce, we are all with you, and we all care about you. We want you with us. They sent me up here to tell you that we are heading ahead to Burdusk for a few days.
Do I even know what bird dusk is?
Make an either knowledge local, knowledge history.
They're all the same.
Make a knowledge check.
7.
No, no idea.
It's a very famous city.
What's a Burdusk?
The dump stats hit our casters hard.
What is that? It sounds gloomy.
Burdusk. Yeah, it's a city, Beyonce. It's where the Twilight Hall is, where the Harpers are based. And they have a massive library. And we were going to go and see if we could do some research on the tanthals and the seed and all of it before we come back. It would just be a few days. But we want you to come with us if you're feeling up to it.
He's been averting his eyes for the most part, and he's just gonna look up, flash his eyes for a second and lock, but then just unable to look anybody in the eyes. And he's going to be silent for a little, kind of a long silence. The home of the Harpers, huh?
Yes.
The place I traded for my home.
Beyonce. Yeah. You can't think of it that way.
It was my decision.
Beyonce, it was a good plan. We all agreed to it. It wasn't just you. And it was the place you thought we'd be safe. They could have turned us away at the door. We could have said no. It's not your fault.
It's at least a little my fault. If I hadn't brought the seed there, if I hadn't convinced you guys to go. He looks in the direction of Waterdeep and can't even do that.
Jill at this point would go over and sit next to him on the bed, and just kind of just hunch. She wouldn't touch him, but she would just sit next to him and it's
Probably stinks.
he does, but I don't.
He
Terribly.
definitely stinks.
Well, he's all
Roll for
encased in
stink.
metal
Yeah.
too. It's like hockey pads. So
That
I
he
just
didn't change it
It's gonna
out
be worse
of.
when the armor comes off.
So I just kind of sigh and I look down and I'm like, Beyonce, I had family there too, and I don't know what became of them. Do you see me here ready to kick your ass for it? Do you think I blame you?
Well, I appreciate the grace.
Beyonce, it's not grace. Grace would be if I blamed you and refused to beat your ass. It was not your fault.
Well, it's going to take a long time for me to believe that, I think.
And at this point, Jill would put her hand on his knee and just kind of pat it and be like, I know.
I appreciate your kind words.
You'll have to tell that to Callista and Leith. They don't think I'm capable of kind words.
You have your moments.
And she would just, at this point, kind of smile and say, we want you to come with us to Burdusk. We won't feel as safe if you don't.
Nowhere is safe where I go now.
Or any of us. The only thing we can do is stay together. That's as safe as we can be, as unsafe as it all is.
When do you want to leave?
Tomorrow morning? It would give you enough time for a shower.
Like, he actually, like, kind of does the, like, sniff chuckle thing.
Yeah.
Like, but just kind of breaks through that, like, his misery for a second. Yeah, I suppose I could use one of those. Sounds like it would hurt a lot.
We would... What should I tell the others? I would really love to be able to go back downstairs and say, he's coming.
Would it benefit that much if I came? I'm not the bookish type.
No, you're the stabby type, and we need that.
And healy.
And very healy. You would...
Fair.
And fair, and just, and powerful. You're kind of a badass. Don't tell anybody I said that.
Beyonce kind of perks up at the
praise.
At the praise. Just like
Enhance.
flattery will get you
And
some.
if I wasn't taken, I would be very attracted to you. Are you coming to Birdust?
Just pulling out all the stops. Might be a pleasant distraction. Well, not pleasant. No, it'd be. Guess it's not safe here either.
Nowhere is safe.
I'll come, but gonna be honest, I'll probably complain a lot.
That's fine. We would expect nothing less, and I would pat his knee again, and I would stand up, and I would kind of go to leave, and I'm like, thank you.
Before she walks away, do you want me to check if your family survived?
Yes.
That's what Galen was doing.
Galen was on the case, but haven't heard from
I
them.
can send them a message.
I want to know.
I've been meaning to. Maybe that'll force me to message Tay. I haven't necessarily wanted the answer to that.
I understand.
Okay, well...
Anyway, no, it's fine. Yeah,
Well, do you want to
I'm gonna
wait?
go
I
back
can do it now.
downstairs.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
can do it now.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna... How about we just do it later? Right, and I'm just gonna go tell him you're coming. And I, like, shut the door behind me pretty quickly.
Okay. Alright. Are you doing ascending that night?
I am. I'll send it to, probably her father. Or no, her sister. Do I even know about the sister? I do.
Yeah,
Does
you were
the
a little
sister
thick
know
on
that
the
the
uptake,
sister
if I
is a
recall.
sister?
Half-sister.
Did you?
She counts.
Yeah, you did see the half sister.
Yeah, she
did.
guided us down on the...
But
on
does the
Yes.
half-sister know that you're related?
Do I even know?
that she and I...
I'm trying to remember, do I even know?
That's the
But
thing
you
that...
know, you do know that Galen was going to check on them.
Okay.
I think
I
you
don't know how
know...
much I was paying attention to that.
You would know that because Galen told you that's why they were
Okay.
leaving, is to
Okay.
go check on things and see who was okay. And
Yeah, I think you knew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beyonce would use his first sending. He prepared 5. And he is going to message the sister
okay.
and say,
Damsel, yeah, I'm so proud of myself. Wow.
this is just it. And he's actually going to kind of trip on his
Oh.
title. This is Beyonce.
Oh.
And I know. Yeah.
Yep.
Who?
I know
Checking.
Jalaris, and she's wondering if you're safe. please respond to this message. Hugs and kisses, Beyonce.
Wow! You've got the sense.
Nice. Okay. You would get a response.
Secret message.
Secret message
Straight to Ross.
in the mountain.
In the mountain.
Secret message.
While our GM is preparing this secret message, be sure to check out our spring.com store. Just search Dice Tales Live. You can get t-shirts, dice pouches, mugs, stickers, and so much more. Spring.com. Just search Dice Tales.
And like and subscribe.
And like and subscribe if you're
If you're
watching
on
us
the
on
YouTubes.
YouTube.
I was gonna say, but not on stream.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, we're
Throw a
good.
contraction in there.
No, I'm good. All right. You get back. I'm safe, but not sure who this is. So and then
So now I question my safety.
tell her we're okay. You sound cute.
She's 16!
She's 16.
Watch it, ASL.
XOXO. He said
He did
hugs
say
and
hugs and
kisses.
Oh my god. No, you're not allowed. No. I know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No,
You
not
sound
his style. Not his style.
Oh god. Seriously.
You sound cute.
Where are you?
He's like sitting in bed and somebody sends her a message. Are you okay? Hugs
You
and
up?
kisses.
Wow. I'm so glad you're safe.
Walked into
I'm
that one,
broken.
Beyonce.
Beyonce just gonna go like, Alright.
You have a voice for radio.
Amazing.
Anyway, that happened.
Lifts his spirits a little bit.
I would go downstairs, or unless,
Yeah.
do you have more?
Didn't you leave before he sent that?
I did. No, I'm just saying I want to give Ross his turn.
After that, he would try to cast Ascending to Tay.
Okay.
And I'm going
What
to
are you
see,
sending?
I'm going to see if he even goes through with it. Because it takes 10 minutes.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh god. Oh god.
I don't know that you know whether it works or not. I think you just send it into the ether.
No, I mean, like, whether he's going to complete the spell.
Oh, okay. Well, that's up
Whether
to
you have the fortitude
He's
to
struggling
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
ritual
yeah.
of it.
That's up
yeah.
to you.
Alright. I'm going to set a DC for Will.
Will save, yeah.
Yeah.
She's your friend and you care about her desperately.
But that's the problem.
Mhm.
I
It's-
know.
he doesn't
I know.
want that
Doesn't
no.
wanna find
He doesn't
out.
want that no.
And what does a no really mean? Like, does it mean she just wasn't awake, wasn't paying attention, was in a place she couldn't respond?
Right? Well, but he's gonna think about all that. So, okay. I am going to set it to, just for honor's sake, I'm gonna set it to a 25.
Okay.
And it's a 26.
Oh,
All right,
wow.
What's your message, Beyonce?
So that, like, he's struggling, like, casting this the whole time, but, like, he's just barely got that, like, iron will to, like, actually go
drive you
through
nuts.
it. Like, he's just, like, this is a nightmare for him casting this spell. And it's gonna go, he's going to, wait for a second and just said, "This is Beyonce. Please be alive. Please tell me you're alive. Please. And no hugs and kisses." And that's all he could squeeze out.
Oh man.
No hugs and kisses.
That is a distraught Leon's for no
Yeah, very distraught.
Or perhaps he's a little upset about how the last hugs and kisses were.
Yeah, right. It's like, ugh.
It's like, I don't want to give Tay the wrong idea.
We're just friends, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. You wait for a response. And then you hear, I'm okay, are you okay?
Oh, thank God. Oh,
And
my
he's
God.
just
She was a dragon!
It's
What's going on?
And he is just going to like collapse breath. Like
Aww.
it's just that he's just gonna cast it again, like super, like trying to send that next text.
It's all garbled because you're misspelling everything.
Yeah.
Just
Just letting autocorrect do whatever.
yeah, it's like deleting certain things, like it's
Oh my God.
going back, and he's just going to say, "I'm worse for wear, but I'm technically safe. A lot went wrong, and I hope to see you sometime soon."
20. Sorry. Keep it.
Hugs and
keep it
kisses
short.
beyond.
Wow.
Good. All right. She will respond and tell you there were a few survivors. Merwin and Samar came back. They said you were okay, but didn't know where you were going next exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. V.
And then he's just gonna kind of sit back, like
Okay.
just that little glimpse of light through all of this.
All right. I know Molly messaged me like when Shivani was catching up on the show, and she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, am I alive?"
We haven't thought about
It's
it.
possible you may have survived. You're gonna have to watch the show. So Molly, you're alive.
Thanks for watching, Molly.
That's how you keep them watching. don't you?
Yeah.
There you go. String them along.
All right. Anyway, the next morning arrives.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Is that cool? Are we
Yes.
okay with moving?
Yeah,
to the
Leith
next
would
one?
probably go hang out with his satyr friend
All
and
right.
then come
Yeah,
back.
you guys can have
Just
a
debauchery.
fun night of
Hedonism.
debauching.
So much debauch.
Learning more about his Fey heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That was
Like
that's
Ancestry.com.
during the night, at night. Okay.
Yeah, that's where he goes. Sweet. Okay, you guys have a fun night. Okay, so the next morning, Beyond's coming out of your room. Did you
Yeah,
take a bath?
He'll probably come out like an hour and a half. He's gonna sleep in. Well, I probably can if you're leaving at 9 a.m.
I did say tomorrow morning. I didn't say when,
You
so.
did. That was-
So that he's just gonna sleep until someone wakes him up, pretty
Okay.
much. He just finally was able to sleep knowing that somebody survived.
He said he was coming. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, but eventually he'll wake up, he'll take a bath. Like, kind of wake up like the, like I'm late. Like,
He comes down with his hair wet.
Yeah.
just wearing like just underwear and just like, do I have time for a bath?
Yes. We will make.
Yes,
we
it's
will
late.
make time.
All right.
Be quick.
And
Yeah.
he just kind of
let
like,
you know.
oh, okay.
Merrick's backing up some of this dried breakfast.
Yeah.
Briquettes. It's
It'll
lava
keep-
spread.
Yes.
You know Beyond can
oatmeal.
magically make
Yes.
any food in the world like
And what
that.
happens if we lose him?
We don't
We
think
eat
like
the lava
that.
oatmeal.
Negative Nancy.
Before I left my room this morning, I pulled the sending stone back out,
Okay.
and I say,
This entire episode is just who are we texting?
It's like, no, I
I prepared this time. So,
Okay.
Call it left on
and I
scene.
say, Satan hit on me, but I love you. Can you research Tanthals, Shadowfell, Shah? What do they want? Weaknesses. How to defeat. Love.
And
Just for good measure.
amazing. Love.
Okay. He responds, as far as I know, that's what satyrs do. I'll see what I can find out for you on those things. Love you too.
Wow.
Callista looks more settled when she comes down for breakfast
Cute.
today.
Awesome. Perfect. Everybody's happy.
Detective.
Everybody's perfectly content with our current
Hey, he had a great
situation.
night.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's looking a little worse for wear. A little bleary-eyed.
Probably tried to get you to hook up with like a town maiden or a young man. But you did
That's
not
what
have
you
to. He was just thinking it was fun.
We're just having a good time.
He didn't push you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true. All right, so you guys are ready to go.
Yeah, Beyonce will like get cleaned up like quicker than he wants to.
Merrick's pulled out a map, and he shows you on the map exactly where Bear Dusk is and where Twilight Hall is within it. So he's got a city map also that he found in the library. And he says, will these help?
They should. A bit.
I could describe it for you if that would help.
Go ahead. Why don't you describe it for me?
Okay.
Vivid detail.
So he will describe it for you in very vivid detail.
When he talks about it, is there like a wistfulness? Like, does he miss home?
There's
like,
a little bit, but it's more, make it sentimental.
Okay.
Should you get like bonus points for
You should get to roll with
advantage?
advantage. 23.
23. It's more like an awe of the place than it is like a homesickness.
Okay.
You think?
Like a reverence. Almost.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you know that he hasn't lived there. Like
Mm-hmm.
he's lived in small towns and on the road and out in nature, and that's what he likes. So, and this place is not that at all.
Okay.
But he clearly has a lot of respect for the place. But he will describe it in a lot of detail.
So there is a chance that we don't quite end up where we plan. But if we're all going together, it should be fine.
As long as we end up in the same place.
And that place isn't inside a wall.
Well, I am not aiming for a wall, so hopefully we don't end up inside of one. Alright,
Huddle up.
Can you take all of us,
yes.
including Katya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Merrick.
Yeah, I can teleport, like, the whole party.
Oh,
So
nice.
that Beyonce
It's
probably
higher
smells
in
better
this game
like
than
himself,
other games.
but he didn't really get to clean his armor, so
It's one additional creature per
Smells
3
like-
caster levels.
It doesn't smell
and
like
your caster
body though.
level
It
is
smells
what?
like
14.
14.
and just like-
so
and ash and
Yeah.
fire
So,
and
four
depression.
extra.
Yeah.
So that's 5 people.
When Beyonce comes
One,
back out,
2, 3,
I'll
4,
just say,
5. Yeah, with Merrick.
I am glad
Yep.
to see you, Beyonce.
I'm here.
This be considered a viewed once
Yes.
type location?
Yep.
Okay. 49. We make it without
Yeah!
Oh, wow.
Right on target! Hey!
Nailed it.
And Merrick's word picture that he painted prepares you pretty well for what you'll see. So as you guys come in and out through the spell and you feel that pull and tug, and then find yourselves standing outside of an area, it is a complex of low field stone buildings that is all sweeping curves, turrets, royal blue banners, each adorned with a scattering of silvery stars flapping against a background of gray stone. And there is, in fact, a pair of gates outside of the front that have 2 stone posts that are topped by carved eyes, on which sit these burning candles that look pretty intense. Like they're very large, and they throw an impressive array of light there as well. And then, although all the plain stone buildings are beautifully carved with these sweeping curves, they're not high or impressive compared to like the middle building. So there's a number of interconnected buildings that kind of sprawl along the path in from the gates. The gates themselves are ornamental. There's a wave-shaped stone barrier whose crest's about 4 feet high, and then whose troughs are only about 2 feet off the ground. So it goes in waves all the way around the place. And you would catch a glimpse across those shorter parts of the fence, so to speak, of small courtyards, gardens, moss lawns, where there are more small secluded bowers. You see people exercising, playing, practicing weapons. You would scent baked goods on the air. You would also smell meat from a smokehouse.
Oh.
Yeah, and other kitchens that are letting off amazing
Leith will just kind of
scents.
lean down to Katya and using his once per day speak with animals. Don't worry, we'll visit the smokehouse before we leave.
All right, and Merrick would just start towards the gates.
I would kind of like, Jill is in awe of this place too, and then as soon as she sees him going, she's like, oh, and she like starts like hustles a few steps to catch up with him.
Okay.
I follow.
All right.
Welcome to Bird Dusk.
Bird
welcome.
dusk. It's all one
Bird
flowing word.
Dusk.
It's not bird dusk.
I thought it was bird dust.
Does it matter? Are there 2 Ds or 1?
Just one.
And as Merrick gets to the gates, make perception checks.
That was almost
This is a city,
better.
yeah?
37.
Burdusk is, but you're in the city going to Twilight Hall, which is in the city.
So it's a city.
Yes.
Counts as a city, yeah.
Yep. You only need a 15 for this.
Oh,
20.
Everybody good?
30.
Beyonce?
14.
Okay, you don't notice this. You're up in your head. The others notice. As Merrick approaches the person who's out at the gate, he makes like a hand signal in front of himself, and immediately they just nod and they open the gate.
Cool.
And they let the rest of us pass too?
Yes. Do the hand jive. Yes. Okay. So he brings you in. There is a path down from the gates to lead you down that way into a door that like leads right off from the path. And he'll gesture you all inside.
I go.
Okay. And the room is very small and simple. It has a wooden table and 2 chairs that are drawn up at the table facing each other. And then on the walls all the way around are very detailed maps of all of Faerun. And the ceiling is what draws your attention because it's lost to a magical darkness in which wink tiny lights arranged as the stars of the night sky, even though it's daytime outside, and they are animated, so you would see like a star like fly through and that kind of thing. And he does take a moment to kind of stop and look around fondly at the ceiling, and he says, "Twilight home."
This is incredible.
So where is the library?
Inside. And he's looking around. And he says, "Before we go any further, I imagine they'll want to talk to you, Jill.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
alright with..."
Yeah, I'm ready.
And he gestures to the chair.
What's gonna happen?
Just a conversation.
Should we wait outside?
We all will.
Okay. Okay.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
Just go with your gut.
Okay.
And he raps on the table 4 times, and then he gestures to the door for you guys.
Leith will just kind of walk past and plant a eagle's splendor on Jill on his way out the door.
I like feel myself get more attractive, and I sit down
There's
in the
just
chair.
some wind that's
Yeah,
just,
just-
blowing,
yeah.
gently blowing through your hair.
I feel a fan machine. Exactly. So I just, I kind of like, Jill would sort of like pull the chair out and then just kind of be like, and then just, and she would sit.
As you're sitting there, somebody come straight down from the ceiling. They just like levitate out of the night sky and right down into the chair across from you. And it appears to be like a grizzled looking old guy, like maybe a ranger of some sort. He's got a big beard. He's wearing some weapons strapped onto him, but he just sits. And you would notice that he's holding a bottle of wine and a couple of glasses. Thirsty.
Always.
Yeah. And he sets it down and he starts pouring some wine.
Uh-huh.
Came with Merrick.
Yes. Me and him and my other companions, we were obviously here for this, but also hoping to use your library.
That's not why you're here, though. And he pushes the drink over.
And I take it, before I take a sip, I'm like, and I like smell it, and I'm like, it probably smells fine, and I would take a sip, and I'm like,
It's not drugged.
no. Well, I suppose we'll find out now. And I just kind of like smile, I'm like, no, that's not the only reason I'm here. Merrick mentioned maybe that there are positions open.
There are always positions open in the Harpers. Why do you want to be a Harper?
Merrick seems like he is an honorable man. He seems like he has a focus, something that guides his decisions and where he goes. And
You don't have a focus?
no. And I want one.
What do you bring to the table?
Well, I mean, I'm good with an axe. I'm good with a bow. I see everything. In any situation, I
Did you see me coming?
believe me, yes, and I almost pissed my pants. I mean, it surprised me, but yeah, I mean, I see everything. I notice. I'm good at reading people.
He looks at you expressionless. Difficult to read.
Very good at reading people. And I just kind of like, Jill is really intimidated by this guy, but she's really trying, like under the table, her knees are shaking. Like she's really nervous. But she just kind of
How long have you been thinking about this?
Merrick mentioned it to me a few months ago. And if I'm being honest, I've thought about it a lot since he mentioned it to me. I didn't really think that maybe I was nervous. I don't know if I belong. I hope I do, but...
You sound nervous.
I'm not. I'm fine.
Have some more wine.
I immediately do.
He does too.
Yeah. And I take like a pretty big, it's not a sip. And I just kind of like sit back and I'm like, I hope I belong. I'm not used to...
Where do you see yourself belonging? With what kind of organization?
I've never been in an organization before. I've never belonged anywhere before. I just want to do the right thing, I guess. It's hard to know sometimes what the right thing is. It'd be easier if somebody would tell me.
Is that what you want? Someone to tell you what the right thing is?
Yes.
What if they don't know?
Well, then I'm right back where I started, I guess.
But you trust the Harpers might know.
They might.
And he stands up. And he puts out a hand.
Like to shake?
Yes.
I kind of like look at it for a second, sort of hesitantly, and I drain the rest of my wine, and I'm like, and then I shake his hand.
And he shakes your hand, and he doesn't let it go. And he says, "It's a great honor to be considered to be a Harper I wish you all the favor of the gods, and I hope you prove worthy of that honor.
Me too.
Come. And he just starts levitating up.
You still got your hand, and you're also levitating
Jesus,
straight
this
up.
motherfucker's Peter Panning me out of here.
I see everything.
God, my eyes are just bleeding.
Think happy thoughts. Can you crow?
I go, I guess.
The night sky overhead turns out just to be a narrow layer, basically, that conceals a large circular opening in the roof. And you guys go right through that opening into a room above that's much larger. And it appears to be some kind of trophy room. You would see, the first thing you would see is a beholder, like right in front of you, a stuffed beholder. And then there's several
That's a flex.
floating, glowing swords around the ceiling. There's battle axes in their own cases. There's a few lore books that are opened up and they're in cases. And there is a stunningly handsome male who seems to be waiting in this room for you, and he's got dark hair that's kind of starting to gray at the sides. He's got he's got very striking blue eyes, and he's got broad shoulders, and looks like a man who's very self-contained, like very yes, and and he's waiting at a desk here, like he's sitting in the desk, but you have a feeling he's waiting for you.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he smiles at you and he says, "Welcome."
Hello.
And he salutes at the man who had just been asking you questions. And he would gesture to a doorway.
For me?
You are not sure what you're supposed to do right now.
You need to go.
And the other guy starts to go and leave you in here. Okay.
Hello. That is quite the front door.
I'm Belvoir.
I'm Jill. Jalaris Farhat. I came with Merrick. Luna Dream.
Luna Dream.
Yeah, Merrick. He's quite the harper. Is he in good standing? I cannot tell. These people are expressionless.
I can see everything. I'm great at reading people.
This doesn't count.
Someone with a profession in HR-related services, you're not nailing this interview.
Oh my
You
god.
don't know jack shit.
Oh my god.
What the?
He is terrific.
I don't think we're here to talk about Merrick today.
No. I think, we're here to talk about me.
Yes. Well, you've passed your examination, but you're interested in pursuing this.
Yeah.
Well, then I can give you your first mission.
Ooh, okay. What is it?
We have a wounded, harried harper who is currently known to be trying to get to Burdusk, and they have foes hot on their trail. I'd like to send you with a description of them, tell you where they last were seen, and have you bring them in safely.
Yes.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Good. Good luck. And Frederick will take you to get anything that you may need. There are guest quarters here that you can prepare in. If you have any equipment that you might need, we have food, gear, weaponry available.
One quick question. I came with others, Merrick and others as well. Can I bring them? Can I bring them along?
Only if they are escorted at all times by Merrick or another harper.
Yeah.
You do not count yet.
Yeah, I didn't think I did. Okay. Yes. And so do I did I get a slip of paper?
Yeah,
or
he'll
something?
write it out on a piece of paper. He's got
Okay.
it on the desk, and he'll fold it up, and he'll give it to you.
Okay. And I look at it, and I'm just trying to decide how far away it is. How
It's not very far from
Okay.
you.
Okay. So I'm yeah, I can do that.
All right.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
If someone's hurt, you'll help them.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be back.
You can go out the way you came and bring them back in this way.
Okay. And I don't. So the way I came was through the floor.
Yes.
How do I? And I like stomp on the floor. I'm like, how do I like
Just will yourself down.
will my?
Think down thoughts.
As per usual. Little bit of a pessimist, and
Always me.
I'm just like,
Nobody.
and I just I start singing Adele, and I just kind of like, I stand in the middle of the floor, and I'm just like,
And
right
down
through the
you go.
floor.
Yeah, down you go. And it's very slow. Like it's a slow levitate, and it will drop you down back into the room where you came from.
Thank you again.
Your head disappeared.
Walk in there.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
How long has she been gone?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay. I feel like Leith and Katya would have wandered over
If you guys
near
want
where
some
the
food,
smokehouse was.
You are free to wander outside here, Merrick will say. That's totally fine.
Yeah, I would have just gone to the smokehouse
yeah.
and like
Katya's going with him.
liberated a couple of like large cuts of meat.
Are you
To just-
stealing them?
Yeah,
Still, like, sleight of hand?
I would just like dimension door
Do
in
you know what this
and
means
back
to me?
out.
I need to be what impressive.
It's a smokehouse. I'm
Still have to
assuming
make
it's not.
Still have to make a stealth check.
That's fair.
Sure you want to associate with these heathens?
I might have
No.
to cut him out.
Get him out.
That's
just gonna
not.
say-
Merrick
Nuts
stays
is
waiting
not
by the
there.
door for.
I trust you implicitly.
He just folds his arms and he stands against the outside of the building.
Assuming if I know I need to be sneaky, I would use some of my invisibility, so that's going to be like
That's
a 33.
wise. Okay, you managed, no problem.
Yeah.
Here you go, Katya!
She's like waiting
It's
anxiously for him to get back.
amazing too, and it smells so good.
Oh my god.
She wolfs it down.
He just has like a little handful that he's eating on his own.
She's trying not to eat too fast because it was your spoils, so she's trying not to take it away from Leaf, but she's also suddenly ravenous.
All right. Well, then you would come out.
And Jill looks like she's like seen a ghost. Like she's just like almost numb, and she's like holding this paper like in front of her, like almost like just kind of like stunned. And she's like, I have to do this. I have, and I like open it up again, and I'm like, there's a harbor on the road that's hurt, and we have to go. I have to go find them. I would love it if you guys came. But and I look over at Merrick, and I'm like, he said you have to come too. What a shame.
Wasn't the point of us coming here to gather intel on the Tanthals?
Yes, but this will take a day, 2 maybe, tops. It's not that far.
What, what's the mission?
It's a harbor on the road. They're hurt. They were trying to get here, and something stopped them. We gotta go out and find them.
I'll help.
Me too. Someone's hurt.
Thank you.
Merrick says, well, some of us already ate, it seems, but did you want to catch a meal before we head out?
Yes, I'm starving. You already ate.
Beyond.
Only some of us.
Katya's got like half of a chunk of meat hanging out of her mouth.
Why
Yeah.
don't we show them the hole?
Yeah, sure. And
When Callista reaches for some of it, she
oh,
Katya, you can wait out here.
Beyonce is like just gonna feel like the because he never ate yesterday.
Yup. All right, so you guys will go back in the room, and you guys are in that tiny room with the twilight ceiling.
Yep.
And
Me and Merrick, or
all of you,
all of
yeah.
us.
Except
Okay,
Katya.
okay.
Except Katya, she's staying
Okay.
out and eating.
Yeah.
And Merrick just looks up and starts floating up.
Shit. Why is he going? Well,
Come on!
yeah. I grab him by the ankle.
Leith is just gonna watch for a second and then look at the floor and then look back up and just jump and see what happens.
Yeah, you just start going up.
Wow. Awesome. Person chain!
So is Jill going up when like hanging on Merrick's ankle?
Yes.
Amazing. It's like barrel of monkeys.
Yeah, and as Merrick like gets up to the floor, he'll step out onto the side, and then you'll come up and yep.
The elves will just kind of float up.
Yay.
Like a rag doll.
All right, so you guys go in there, and by this point in time, that guy's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a door out of this room that has all the stuffed stuff in the decorations.
Well, that is.
They say that beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but that thing looks ugly as fuck.
I mean, that is. To have killed one of those is quite the achievement.
And I would nod,
And
and
to have dragged its body out and stuffed it.
I would look at Beyonce, and I'm like, I think we're safe here. Specifically, I would look at him.
And Merrick just starts walking towards the doors.
I go towards the doors. I don't understand how any of this works.
He
I follow
pushes
him.
the doors open, and it leads into a large wood-paneled conference hall, it looks like, with a hammer beam ceiling. It's currently empty, and he just starts walking through it to where there is another set of doors at the far end.
Merrick, where are we going?
Into the hall. Come on.
And I'm like a little tentative. Every door I'm
I
nervous
thought you'd want to
about.
see the place.
Yeah. And I continue to follow him.
All right,
I'll
and
follow
he
as soon as Jill
pushes open the doors at the end here, and it in turn opens onto a balcony. And as you walk on the balcony, you'd find yourself looking down into an incredibly large, like 2-story high central hall that is like over 90 feet long at its widest point, 40 feet across. It has a magnificent fan vaulted ceiling and arched openings leading off it to all kinds of other places you imagine, but they're just in the ceiling. There's no like stairs or any way to get there. And there's these drifting, many-hued, glowing globes, like spheres of soft magical radiance that are just floating through the air in the middle of it. There are pillars that look like trees. There are vines twisted and like grown all along these column stones, and they cover like every inch of the stone. And you would actually see there are nesting places in them for birds that are flying freely around in here as well. A single stairway spirals down from this balcony that you were on to the floor of the hall, but it's a stair made out of floating stones without rails or supports at all. It's just freely floating steps. But you would see plenty of people who are just floating up and down the way you did to get into that first room. They're just going from the floor down below, and they're just floating straight up and then going through some of those holes in the ceiling. And some other people like float up and step onto the balcony. Most people are not using the stairway.
Yeah, it's just if you want to get your steps in, really.
Yeah. I don't have all my rings yet today. So.
It is a beautiful place, and you would see that there's windows that are adorned with like stained glass, and there's paintings all around. There's statues down on the floor. There's illusory magical images like of things and of people that you can see even from up here as well. And there are the walls all around this place are worked with these delicately, intricately carved elves, half-elves, humans, halflings, gnomes, halflings, dancing, reclining, making music amid a setting of lush growing things. Heavy laden fruit, trees, flowers, tall grasses, and the like. It is one of the most beautiful things that you have ever seen. And on top of it is the fact that there is this music that plays through this entire central hall, an intricate, hauntingly beautiful tune that sounds like it's pipe music, and some of the magical motes of light are almost like dancing along to the music as it plays. And Merrick would come up and put a hand on your shoulder, Jill.
And Jill is just speechless and like awestruck. There's no better way to. And she would just kind of, as soon as he like touches her, she... Wow.
Do you think you could belong here?
And it's so big and
So
grand
much.
and beautiful, and like all of a sudden Jill's not sure.
Yeah.
Like it's doesn't feel like, yeah. So she just sort of like looks at him, and I'm sure in her eyes he can kind of see that she's uncertain. And I just would say, I want to. I hope so.
And he just nods.
And Jill would continue to just take in this place.
Curious about the magic of the
God
room.
damn it.
Leaves us at the edge of the balcony, looking at the spiral staircase going down that is just floating there. And he's gonna look back over his shoulder at Beyonce, and then he's gonna jump as high as he can down onto the second one like a toddler, and just like try and see what happens as he jumps down each stair.
Yeah, like you'll float. When you try to jump, you don't fall like a normal falling speed. It's like a feather fall. So when you go out there, it feels like a feather fall, and you fall down onto the stone. You like very gently. It doesn't even bob.
And he will take until the rest of the party gets down to just enjoy the physics of the room.
Start talking in
All right,
slow motion.
and that is where we are going to wrap up this episode in the Hall of Twilight. No Robert
We made
Pattinson
it.
in sight.
We did
All
it.
right, thank you guys. That is the end of our entire episode arc here. So please make sure you're liking, following, subscribing to us on Facebook or on any of the places our podcast is hosted, or on YouTube. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hugs and kisses.
Yes.